If you haven't subscribed to Black Label Reviews, go ahead and do so at this time.
Why would they not let our observers into black hole? Why would they not let our observers into the ballot?
And this is a very large post-election rally. A huge crowd, pro-Trump crowd. But where there's a Trump crowd, there is Antifa. So let's see what happens. What's going on here today, Black Label Reviews fam? Smash that like button and feel free to drop a comment inside the chat. And also drop a comment below after the stream. Thank you for your love and support, Black Label Reviews family. One love.
I am not going to sit idly by, and I haven't sat idly by for 14 years. I am not going to sit by and watch Marxists and communists and socialists destroy our country. The Republicans, many of them need to wake the hell up and pull the enemy in. I don't want to do deals and reach across the aisle with communists. I want to destroy them. USA! 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 Another message and a final message. This rally does not stop here. We will take it to every major city as we have for the past 2 weeks. We will rally patriots across this country to rise up and to fight back. We will not hide. We will work stronger and louder. God bless you all.
Hopefully hopefully they will get some better audio for us, guys.
Person in this crowd who's planning on voting for you unless you audit the vote. 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 And I have a message for all of you. Our crowd of people, it's because we are the majority. So, I want to thank you all for being here, and I want you to thank all the other people who have put their lives on the line for being here. Thank you. That was Daniel Bostic. It's sad to see again. Here. America first! America first! America first! America first! America first! All right, guys. My name's Dr. Cody Williams. Hashtag Megaphone Marine. Hashtag 1776. Forever free. And I want you to look at this stuff that I'm wearing. And I want you to look at the beautiful flag behind me. That triangular shaped flag that my business partner Chris Whitney, wearing that 1776 Forever Free shirt, is holding. Because what I want everybody to understand, everybody online, mothers, teachers, fathers, grandparents, is our republic is in jeopardy right now. Georgia is in jeopardy. Our republic's in jeopardy. But even more than that, what we owe, the souls that are 6 feet under, the names at Arlington, the names on the Vietnam Memorial, all that cannot be in vain. Our republic cannot die in 2020 for President Clinton. We can't let it die. We can't let it happen. And that's when the resolve of patriots comes in. As Thomas Jefferson once said, republics are like manure, refreshed from time to time by the blood of patriots and tyrants. And as a third generation veteran and a lifetime patriot, I'm committed to doing whatever it takes to keep this republic together. And my ask of you, all of you that have come out here, all of you that went to D.C., all of you that came to our rallies across America and across California, is you have to hold the line. You can't give up after this. Hold our line. 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 Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. To the United States Marine Corps, we have a motto called Semper Fidelis. And what that motto means is it means we're going to be faithful always. Not to the federal government, not to the deep state, but we're going to be forever faithful to those that stood for us. Because now it's time, amen. Now it's time for us to stand for those that stood for us. So my ask is, guys, there's a lot of people at this rally. There were a lot of people at D.C. Rallies are great. They move the needle. But what has to happen is you have to get connected to your why. Because when your why is bigger than you can do anything. And my why is my 4-year-old son and my 2-year-old son at home, because I want them to grow up in America It still looks like the thousands of beautiful people in this crowd right now. So what you've got to do, the days are saying, I'm not cut out for that. I don't know how to do it. I've never spoken in front of people. I don't know how to run for office. That is a bullshit lie from the governor, and we're going to silence that today because I need every patriot here to rise up and say they're fed up and stand for the souls that are 6 feet under. So I want everybody to think of what office today they're going to run for going forward. Because we're going to get the votes needed. We're going to get Donald Trump reelected. We're going to get Donald Trump reelected. Because God is on our side. It's the good evil. It's the demonic Satan versus Jesus. And Jesus is being saved. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake about it. As you read today, what I want you to do is think about what office you're going to run for. No matter once we get this all turned around, don't let it go back to normal because in San Diego County, where I live near Camp Pendleton, what I know is 165 vacant seats were left empty with socialist Marxists walked into office. They're teaching you fire. They're talking about blowjobs and everything else in San Diego. And what you have to do is stand up and say, I'm going to take back America right now. So every person here, you got to be committed to the souls that are 6 feet under. Because they stood for you, and they gave it all. Now it's time for you to give it all. With your time, your money, and your resources. God bless you guys. And Super 5.
Okay, let's try that way.
Think about these bastards. And you're going to think about these Democratic bastards. They threw away military ballots, and they don't want to count the ballots at the top. They ought to be real afraid of us, right? You know that our rights come from God and not government, right? And if they seek an illegitimate government, we'll remove them. One person is talking about running for office and registered a ton of Republican voters for Trump is my friend Scott Preston. He's talking about internet gaming. Scott Preston. Thank you. My name is Scott Preston. I never thought this would be my life. After the election, I headed to the steps of the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania Capitol building, and we led Stop the Steal protests for 3 days straight. And because people like you showed up, the Pennsylvania House voted for an audit. And all our speakers here and patriots like you, we marched on Washington, D.C. by the hundreds of thousands. And last night I drove 9 hours from Virginia because I would not miss this for the world. I want you to know what we are doing is bigger than us. It's not now, then when. It's not us, then who. I spent the last 4 years traveling from coast to coast registering new voters. And Governor Kemp, when you do not allow an audit, you cheapen our votes by allowing illegal fraudulent votes to be counted.
It looks like they're coming down Martin Luther King also, so they might be splitting us up. That's what they're trying to do.
The American spirit. And I want every single Republican elected official to hear me loud and clear because we know you are watching. we will remember. And those of you who are planning to run for office in 2022 and 2024, if you do not stand up now, then we will primary you. I make a commitment to each of you. I'm not stopping. I will not buckle. I will not bend. I will not be intimidated, and I promise. What we're doing, never forget, is we are fighting for truth and justice. We are not Republicans. We are not conservatives. We are not just Americans. We are freedom fighters. When I say truth and justice are under attack, you say, step up, fight back. Truth and justice are under attack. Truth and justice are under attack. Our republic is under attack. Our republic is under attack. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking action. Before we have the next speaker, I want you to consider something my friend Roger Stein has created for Friday Stop This. And we have Roger, don't we? We'll say this a couple times during the event, but I want you to know that we authorize it. You can text the red wave to 797979. Text the red wave to 797979. Roger Stone and I are going to be coordinating on those text messages on events around the United States. The red wave 797979. What's going on? Patriots of America! What's going on? Freedom fighters! And what's going on to every pissed off American who are tired of having their voice silenced? We come out here today to show that we stand for these free and fair elections that have been stolen from us. We come to stop the fear. We want your brilliant eyes to see what they do. Is this better? Can you guys hear me? Can we hear you? Let me hear you. Who wants to hide the vote? Who wants to rechange the vote? And who wants to save the election? Audit! 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 You're sick and tired of being silenced. You're sick and tired of being ignored. You're sick and tired of being thwarted and rivaled. And we're sick and tired of having to deal with these people who want to silence our voice. We're getting out here and we're getting involved. We're fighting for America. We're fighting for the future. And we're fighting for this nation. And you guys coming out here today, because what you stand for is everything that we need. These thousands of Americans that showed up here, these hundreds of thousands of Americans that showed up in Washington, D.C., show their support. Show their support for Southwest Field. Show their support for Trump. And show their American energy to the president. You guys can. And that's what's most important. Because when you truly put your heart to it, you truly put the mind and energy to it, you can do anything in the station. We can truly save this nation. We can truly save the election. And we can truly stop the field. get all of them. You know what to win. You will not stop fighting until the hero AUDENCES. And the candidates are here. And we do what we say. We're calling on Governor to call the presentation. And if he doesn't do it, he will pay. We will not stay in office if he doesn't need to do it. If he's elected to listen to us. And if he doesn't do it, we'll pay. Prime Minister will pay. And every establishment or president who refuses to help us will pay. We're going to stop this year. We're going to pass an order. We're going to pass our presentation. We're going to save America. I can't report. Thank you guys so much. Look at him on stop the field. 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 Let's do it. Merry Christmas, everyone. So next we're going to have a guy you may have heard of him. His name is Brandon Stockham. He founded a little movement. You might have heard of that thing called Walk Away. Walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away.
Yes, he did in fact start the walk away movement. Walk away from the Democratic Party movement. For those of you that were involved with that or aware of that or not. Brandon.
Make another step, they say. Okay. I'm not like Jennifer Lopez. I don't have my ass insert. But maybe I should. Alright. Once again, how are we doing today, Patriot? My friend here said walk away is a little movement. I beg to differ. And I'm going to tell you guys all about that. It's just a minute. That's part of the reason why this fight is so personal to me. Why I'm so pissed off about this election. And why I'm not going to stop fighting. What's that for? And why I am not going to stop fighting until we see justice in this election. Let's start with Georgia. What the hell is the point of a recount if we can't trust the validity of the ballot in the first place? If I get on my photocopier and I photocopy a bunch of $100 bills until I get to the point that I make myself a millionaire, am I really a millionaire? Or what if I go back and I count all those fake bills again? Am I a millionaire then? Well, why the hell is it okay for them to steal the voices of the American people? We want to know that all the ballots in the election are valid, are from the American people. We demand justice. Let us sham recount. Let us sham recount. Let's talk about Michigan. In the state of Michigan, a truck pulled up in the middle of the night with thousands and thousands of votes. And what happened next is matter. That on those ballots, there was only one box checked, and it was for Joe Biden. Nothing down ticket, only Joe Biden. Hundreds of thousands of votes. That shows the capacity in America. And then eyewitnesses say that those ballots, which were only checked for Joe Biden, were scanned 1, 2, 3 times. This is a good side of the crowd here. This side of the crowd. We live in a very divided country right now. There's no denying that. And I don't know how and when we're ever going to fix that. But I'll tell you this. I'll echo the sentiment of some of the people before me. It should not matter if you're a Democrat, it should not matter if you're a Republican, or anything in between. The voice and the votes of the American people must be validated. They must be validated. They must be able to believe in our election Harrison.
Oh, if you can move to them on a light.
Am I on your way?
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm sorry.
No problem. Thank you. Because the third year of having a president whose presidency is questioned.
Welcome back, Drusilla. Oh, Tosh time over there. Okay, she went ahead and went live. She beat me. I tell you what, you guys better go over and show Tosh Time some support. Tosh Time Homeless Foundation. She's feeding the homeless one person at a time. Not one person will be left unfed. So shout out to Tosh Time. Thank you for your support, Drusilla. Welcome.
Which brings me to walk away and brings me to why this particular fight, this battle is so close to my heart and so important to me. I spent the last 2.5 years of my life relentlessly traveling the country, doing events for the Black community, for the LGBT community, for the Hispanic community, for the Jewish community, because I wanted to wake people up from the lies, manipulations, and brainwashing of the Democrats and the liberal media, and tell people that the color of your skin, your gender, or your sexual orientation does not determine how you need to vote. You don't have to be a Democrat. And now I'm getting pissed off. Walk away! Walk away! Walk away! Walk away! Walk away! Walk away! And now I'm getting pissed off because you know something? Walk away works. We nearly doubled the Black vote in this election. We did double the LGBT vote in this election. We saw huge protests come to our side from the Hispanic community, from the Asian community, and from the Jewish community. And now the political left wants to steal the voices once again of all these minorities who are brave enough and bold enough to stand up and walk away from the political left. Many of them lost family, many of them lost friends, many of them lost jobs, and they want to steal their vote? I don't fucking think so. Today after the election, I got on an airplane and I went to Michigan. And I led 3 rallies in Michigan to stop the steal. And then I got on an airplane and I went to Washington, D.C. And we had a rally in D.C. to stop the steal. And now we're in Georgia. And I will go anywhere and everywhere I need to go so the American people have some fucking justice. We want justice! 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 No house, no fury, like a gay man's sword by the Democrat Party. I love each and every one of you. I have come to pray and along with all of you people. And I make this promise to you today. I will not stop fighting until we get justice in this election. Not for a minute. You got my back, and I got your back. And together, we will prevail in the 2020 election. I'm going to close out today by giving a message directly to the guy who brought out the fire in the Republican Party, who brought out the fire in all of us. Donald J. Trump. President Donald Trump, I say. Donald Trump, up until now, the conservative movement hasn't had a strong fighter backing us up and fighting for the American people. You brought out the fighter in all of us. If you see what my shirt says, it says unsilent. Because the silent majority is unsilent from this day forward. We are going to fight for Donald Trump until our last dying breath. What's up, Georgia? We have been going across the country to stop this deal, to fight for the man that saved this country in 2016. I just wanted to this guy over and we got there to go! The man fought for us day after day, time after time. He survived the media, the slander. He survived the Russia hurt, the America. He survived the impeachment hurt. He got COVID. They quit COVID to us. Now it's our time to fight for our president. This fight is wrong for fucking over. We came down to Georgia to let everyone know that recount is a sham. It was a sham from the beginning. That Secretary of State does secret for audit. They pretended that they audited the vote. It was a lie. This election is one of the most important elections this country has ever seen. There is one man standing in between either person trying to take this country over. And the God-given patriots of this country, there is one man and one election. We are at that time right now. So there is no giving up. There is no backing down. There is one thing we know, and that is to fight for this Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Drusilla. You're welcome. Stand by, Black Label Reviews family, as we fetch another stream.
All of my life. I didn't just walk away. I've been a Republican all my life. And as a Republican,
You're just running that down there?
It was my friends, it was my new Republicans to tell you to steadfast in prayer, steadfast in hope, and don't live in fear. 4 more years. 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 Listen. Homelessness and sickness is raging across this country because of the Democrats. In California, we're down to 6% black. There are no African American people. Listen to me, I'm not lying to you. There are no African American people in Los Angeles right now. We are dying by the breed. Homelessness is tragic for black and white Americans. And we need to change that. Bubonic plague could be coming back. Hepatitis A could be coming back because they don't believe in the sanity and the safety of America. Joe Biden is talking about open up the borders. Do you want the borders open?
Shout out to Right Side Broadcasting. Be sure to go over and subscribe to them.
Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall.
Shout out to Diamond and Silk as well. Smash that like button, Black Label Reviews family. And drop a comment below after the stream. And also feel free to drop a comment in the chat. Just keep it clean, guys.
But do not live in fear. Live in hope. Have the opportunity to tell your friends that this democracy, this country will not bow down easily. We will not go without a fight. We will stand united because we are the United States.
Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Y'all have a good time? I know we're hot. I know we're sweaty. We don't even have a permit, and I love the First Amendment for that. Now, I got to tell you, just like a little programming note, there are a lot of influential people up here. Let's just give them a round of applause because they're the real backbone of Stop the Steal. We're able to touch all 50 states and over 100 million people online because we pulled together, sacrificed our brands, pulled a little money together, and gone to whatever state Donald Trump needs us in. And there's plenty of people who won't have a time to speak, but we're going to keep hanging out. We're going to do our thing. But I wanted a local to come. This is Eugene Yu. He's ran for Congress a couple of times, and we're going to use him to primary another dirtbag. Eugene Yu.
Why, hello, Trojan. My name is Eugene Yu from the Gwinnett County from Georgia. Look around. We all look different. We all look different. We all look great. Let me tell you one thing. We as Americans, how the hell we let Chinese communists take our election? They must pay for whatever they done to COVID-19. Especially this rhino Republican. We must clean our house. Let me tell you, here in Georgia, we got a governor as a Republican, lieutenant governor as a Republican, state of the secretary is a Republican. Well, we can't even control our election. How stupid is that? I'll tell you, you are all true Americans. We love you. We will continue to fight. We will never let down. And God bless each and every one of you. And God bless Trump. 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 I'm from the 1st Cavalry in the U.S. Army. Yo, I like the purpose, but I like our rights more, right? And we've been peaceful. We're going to continue to cooperate. But I want to give a big cheer for the Braves and Blues because they're moving in on that Cuba right now. Fuck that people! 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 If they want to fight, we'll punch back. Roll away. This is Georgia. Shanika.
Some say he's racist and tweets like a kid while overlooking all the good shit that he did. I want to praise on my president a little bit. I'd rather have the alpha male than a little bitch. See, I heard here in Georgia that the governor doesn't want to do an audit. See, Stacey Abrams told us that he couldn't be trusted. I thought that she was just lying through her teeth, literally. But it seems that he really can't be trusted. And like Scott Presley said, we will remember this when it's time for re-election. We will remember this. See, some people think that we're just walking away from the Democrat Party and that's it. But I'm telling you, we're walking away from everyone who is stiff and stuffy and scared to fight. And we're here in Georgia, but listen, I got my eye on every Republican that's staying quiet. I got my eye on every Republican that's not standing up. And I don't care where I have to go. I'll drag Lindsey Graham out See, they say that black people don't support Trump. But right now they got one who applied her hair to the bed, put Vaseline on her face, and fight back.
Smash that like button, black
See,
people.
I'm the one that'll tell Black Lives Matter and Antifa, this ain't what you want. See, I come from a place where walk the dog means something totally different. So we are not going to put up with them trying to steal this election. We want you to audit the vote. Bitches, listen. The only votes that should count are American votes. No applying less than ICE. We will continue to fight. We will not be silent. We will speak out and we will challenge every person that is lying to us. No more silence. No more being nice. And let me tell you something, Black Lives Matter and Antifa. You can step this way if you want to. This don't mean to say you get your ass kicked.
USA! You know, I can't help but think. I can't help. I can't help but think of one person here who's missing. Who knows the name Andrew Breitbart? Andrew was a friend of mine. He was a friend of Megan's and maybe a couple of other people here. And he was ripped away from us in 2012. He was changing the Republican Party for better. I'll never forget when I met Andrew in New Orleans, 2010. We're at a conference. I'm a deputy there. And he gets up there, unshaven, no tie, and starts cussing in front of all these blue-eared Christian women. And they cheered him. Those women knew the fight that we were in, and I think they were in the deeper shit right now. So I want to do something in honor of Andrew. Take out your phone and hold it up. Andrew used to do this at all of his Tea Party rallies. Hold up your phone. Now I want you to know an internal policy that we have at South Castile. These guys are the heroes. They do the media. I avoid the media. I do the secretary bitch work. But what's become apparent to me is that the media is dead. And now, as Andrew used to do IWA journalists. And we want to be your editors. Go ahead and text the red wave to 797979. That's the red wave to 797979. This movement will deplatform the deplatformers. If we text each other, call each other, email each other, we don't fucking need the media. Don't worry, we'll end this rally in prayer. Right now, we're going to cuss them. Now, how many people saw a viral hashtag, Maidengate? Maidengate. They are using the old names of women
to steal votes for Democrats. We can verify it, and Lauren here is the woman who discovered it. We've been working with the Trump campaign and giving them the information. They're taking the affidavits. It's not just Dominion. The Democrats have been stealing in every way you can imagine and in every state, and there's some Republicans in on it. Lauren Brown from Maidengate.
You can do it. You can do it. Bring it to you now. There you go.
Hi. I was not ready to speak. What? Sorry, hello. I am Elle, or some bitch I know, or I was, until Twitter deplatformed me the other day for exposing Maidengate. For an old joke I made, they kicked my ass off. But I'm back on Twitter. They don't know it yet. But anyways, what I need you guys to do, I need you to go and check. This is not just women. This is just how I discovered it. Go and check your old voter registrations. It could be under an old name if you've been married or divorced. It could be if you moved. Men, women, everyone. Go and check your voter registration because it is happening. It is everywhere. And if you find it, you send me an email.
Welcome to Informatics, sis.
And you find me. And we're gonna
The Informacist to the live. Welcome, Informacist. Also, welcome Comanche to the live.
I cannot wait to put you out of business. Section 230 is getting repealed. And we are the news now. So watch out. All I gotta say about that. Oh, Maidengate at protonmail.com. Or you can go to maidengate.com. That'll also work. Or you can find me on Twitter again. It's at Shalady. Yeah, come find me.
Stop the steal! 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 I think I'm going to go a little bit off script. How many people we got here? Who has to make this crowd?
About 4,000.
I think we got a couple thousand people here, don't we? I wonder what the media will call it. First, let's give a shout out again to the police because there's no permit, but they gave us the street. Who's street? Who's street? Who's street? I think we got an army brewing. Now, I apologize for the security. Antifa wants to kill our asses. I think that would be a big mistake, wouldn't it? You can make us martyrs if you want. I want a pastor to come up here. He's been put on Roger Stone's Stop the Steal Committee. That's affiliated with StopTheSteal.us as well. And I want him to say the Lord's Prayer. I've asked. Last night, I was on the phone with 40 of our state coordinators, and I directed them that we should have an Our Father at every Stop the Steal rally from now and forevermore. This isn't just a political war. This is an info war. This is a spiritual war. And we're going to fight with all the weapons we've got.
Well, my name is Pastor Brian Gibson. I've been fighting all year for the First Amendment rights of our churches. How many believe that Jesus is still king? Come on. He's the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. He was and is to come. And I know this about Jesus. Jesus is the Lamb that shed his blood for the sins of the world. Somebody say amen. But he's not just a lamb, he is also a lion that will return to execute judgment upon the nations. His feet will land on the Mount of Olives. He will walk down through the Kidron Valley, up to the Temple Mount, and he will take his seat over the entire earth. And I say one day we're going to put the government upon his shoulders, and the church said, amen. I want you to begin to rally every pastor, every preacher, every man of God in America to stand up like an Elijah against Ahab and Jezebel. Come on, somebody. We don't want a nation that worships Baal. We want a nation that worships the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Come on, I see patriots and I see Americans. And I'll tell you, America did not birth the church, but the church birthed America. And if America will stand, it will be because the church has stood. And I'll tell you, I believe we're going to stand in the evil day, and God's going to strengthen us supernaturally, and God's going to pour out a revival in America from New York to LA, from Canada to Mexico. I'm telling you, Jesus is going to be glorified, and the Spirit of God will be poured out upon all flesh. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead you in the Lord's Prayer. If you would pull your hats off, bow your heads. Come on, let's pray the Lord's Prayer. Everybody say, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, in Jesus' mighty name. God bless you. Amen. Amen.
That's beautiful. I guess it's my turn for a speech. Not really. All I want you to do is this. Stop the Steal.us is where we are organizing. We can't rely on social media.
Welcome, Jake Plummer, to the live. Welcome to the live, Jake. And thank everyone for stopping in. Be sure to pound up the likes and also drop a comment in the chat and after the stream. Black Label Reviews.
Right? And I want you to know this. The media did it. The media did a hit piece because we registered also as a PAC. And the reason they did is they know that Ali is making a hit list. Anyone who doesn't put out a press release for a special session, and I don't give a damn what state they're in, they're going on our primary list, right? We are single-issue voters, aren't we? It is a republic or it is death. Victory or 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 death. This isn't a controversial comment. Our founder said, join or die. They beat the strongest military force in the world. The deep state doesn't have the military on their side, do they? China doesn't have the military on their side, do they? If they marched 1 million Chinamen into this country, you know what would happen?
Now, Chinese system bomb.
So anyway, I want you to remain organized on stopthesteal.us. Call those state legislators in those states. Stay updated on the news. We're going to rally, rally, rally. And this is all going to end. The pathway for Trump to get to 270 is going to end through Wisconsin or Pennsylvania. So when these organizers say, I need 20,000 bodies in Wisconsin, y'all are going to grab a bus, a pipe, a rock, right? We're broadcasting through Right Side Broadcasting. I want you guys, the president is watching, so let's give him a huge shout out. Go.
Yeah, please. Quick. There you go.
Should we go to the governor's mansion tonight? All right, so let's crowdsource this movement, and we'll see if security gets pissed off at me or my co-organizers. What's a good time to meet at the governor's mansion tonight? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. All right, Trump. Damn it.
There you go.
I want us to continue to occupy these streets, even if there's not a speaker, but this does conclude the Stop the Steal portion. There's probably going to be other people who get up and speak. But, I just got to say that for legal reasons and all kinds of other things. Yeah, I'm trying to find this.
Let me survey the crowd so my co-organizers know who you are. Who here rocking Nick? Who here rocking Alex?
And of course, we know that Antifa is on the scene. where you find the Proud Boys and a troop rally. Here comes Antifa.
Anybody in my bubble over here?
Let's put more right up there. Right here. I'm gonna leave this here. Yeah, we're good.
on the display.
Okay, we need to get they're about to clear this road. You don't want to be We're right side broadcast. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate
They tried to make us think that the situation was hopeless and that we are alone. But we now know that there are 74 million Trump-loving patriots in this country that have had enough. I don't know about you, but I'm done being pushed around by the global special interests of the world. I'm going to tell you another thing. I am done being tricked and betrayed and abused by the Republican establishment. The Trump revolution began in 2016 as a revolution against the Republican Party. The Republican Party, which before stood for only the donors and the special interests. President Trump fought them and he made the Republican Party represent us, the American people. Once again, we find ourselves fighting the same battle. As President President Trump fights for his political life. We live in this state and in this country that the Republican Party is nowhere to be found. Where are the 2024 hopefuls like Nikki Haley and Ben Sapp and Michael Rubio and Dan Peterson?
We'll close out.
They are nowhere to be found, and it is a disgrace.
Welcome, Truth First, to the live. Thanks for stopping in, Truth First.
Y'all in DC?
Yes, sir.
Good deal. How are we?
Look up RSBN if you're not familiar with them.
RSBN?
RSBN.
Okay, that's a good, reasonable comment, Truth. The other one, it has swearing in it, so the moderators have to remove it.
Very nice.
Restate your statement, dear. You're more than welcome here.
And she's from Texas. She made the same trip.
Well, we're glad y'all are here with us today.
Yeah, what's the Auburn connection?
We're all Auburn graduates. So we like Auburn. That's all.
Well, that's good. I know you have great integrity.
Thank you. Hey, Joe, can you hear me? Josie, can you hear me? Reply in the chat if you can. Say War Eagle if you can hear me.
1980 grad.
Awesome. Josie, copy. Josie, do you copy? Okay. Awesome. All right. Thank you. Mike. We are live right now with Right Side Broadcasting Network. We are standing at the state capitol here in Atlanta, Georgia. There was a Stop the Steal rally, a very peaceful rally. Nothing was going on. And then down the street a little bit, right now we're at the corner of Washington and Mitchell. We have all different forms of law enforcement that have shown up today. They're including right here. They are here. They are, I'd say, the best description right now. And usefulness is that they're separating the two groups. There appear to be some Antifa members. I have yet to really see anything going on over there. And then, of course, thousands of President Trump supporters. The riot gear, riot cops are in two separate groups, lines, as you can see right now. One horizontal to Mitchell Street and the other on Washington Street. This is separating those two groups. I think it's a preventative measure to keep them from
You're good,
clashing.
Truth. No problem.
We can keep in mind the sunlight is still out, so I don't think Antifa is going to do anything yet. I think we're still safe. I think it's just a precautionary method. The Atlanta police were making sure that this road,
Shout out to Right Side Broadcasting.
was clear because there were no permits
They're
for
doing
this
an
rally
excellent
today.
job.
So that was
Excellent
kind
job
of
with
to be
this,
expected. It was a free-for-all earlier today. It was a good event, a peaceful event. However, rules are rules, and they did not want us on the street. They are clearing the street. They began doing that at 2 p.m. today. Please note the official rally time for the state capitol rally was today at noon. So they gave at least 2 hours of rally time before things really got heated, a good bit escalated, and the cops decided to show up. Mike, what is your analysis on what's going on here right now?
Well, I want to reiterate that this, despite not having a permit, this event has been 100% peaceful from what I've seen. I mean, you have a lot of patriots, a lot of people fired up. I know some of the audience watching have not been very happy with some of the commentary, as they've used a lot of profanity. And obviously, you guys know we have no control over that. We can't really control or predict what anyone's going to say. But other than some passionate speeches, it's been largely peaceful. I haven't heard of or seen any violence here today. It's been very good. Obviously, things have changed significantly since this morning, as you have several thousand more people here, and now the riot police are here as well. So we're just going to bring you coverage of whatever happens here. This is what we're committed to doing at Right Side Broadcasting, is bringing you coverage of what's going on in our country. And this is what's going on. This appears to be ground zero where the election is being fought. This is a battleground state, quite literally, as there's the vote count, there's the audit, there's Brian Kemp. There's just a lot of moving parts in this. It's actually really hard to keep up with, but we're doing our best as far as that goes. What I do want to do is jump into the chat here and read off some super chats. I see we got one from Sadia. It says, thanks, RSBN. Yahweh bless you for the great work you do. Also, G.A. Mutt, thank you for your super chat. And Wilbur Crick, I want to appreciate you for your super chat. Now, we do have 35,000 people watching, which is amazing for a rally that does not include the president. I mean, usually we'll get this kind of viewership when we're just warming up, you know, like when we're on the risers waiting for the president to arrive. So this is pretty impressive, to say the least. But thanks to everyone that's tuned in. If you guys would do us the biggest favor, do us the biggest favor right now, and please hit the thumbs up on the stream so it can move up through YouTube's algorithms. Also, share. Get this stream in front of some eyeballs. Send it to somebody via text message, email, or you can tweet it out or put it on Facebook. However you can, share it out. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe to RSB Network. Subscribe and hit that bell notification so you do not miss a single event that we cover. We are just going to bring you on-the-ground reporting. A lot of these events that we're bringing coverage of are impromptu events. Like, we don't know what's going on even 48 hours in advance, and oftentimes they're unplanned, they're unorganized, it's very chaotic, but we do our best to try to condense it and synthesize it, make it, you know, I guess view-worthy, if you could just say that. I mean, but this is what we're going to be doing. This is the nature of the business. There's a lot of moving parts right now, so we're just going to bring you the coverage. And right now, it appears to be some kind of standoff, I guess. I can't really tell from my vantage point. There's some patriots kind of shouting something, and I guess that must be because Antifa or somebody's on the other side of the street. BLM, I can't really tell from here, but they're looking in a certain direction and shouting things. And yeah, that's what's going on, guys. So we're going to be doing this. This is what we do right now. This is where the fight is right now, in Atlanta, Georgia, outside of the state capitol. And I did hear one of the speakers say that the plan is to go to the governor's mansion, which is not too far from here, I believe. They want to go to the governor's mansion tonight, possibly. So I don't know how that's going to look, or if there's any kind of security plan in place. I don't know, but it sounds like it could get pretty testy. Who knows? But nonetheless, we're going to continue reporting live here. I'm your host, Mike Nificent. For those of you who can't, you obviously can't see me, but you're wondering who's speaking right now. That's me. This is me, guys. I'm reading your super chats here. I appreciate them coming in. You guys, your super chats, your donations are keeping this network going. We're almost entirely viewer funded. So your super chats, your donations help keep this afloat. We are going to several rallies, several organized and unorganized gatherings, planned events. Let's just call them planned events, whether they have permits or not. We are committed to going to all of them and bringing you coverage. And the best way we can do that is by you donating. So if you would please go to rsbnetwork.com/donate. Again, rsbnetwork.com/donate. You can also go to our, you can mail checks to our physical address, which is 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama, 36830. Again, that's 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama, 36830. Now, I'm going to read a few more super chats here, and then I'll tell you about our, one second here. Hold on, guys. I want to tell you guys about our partner for the day, but I have to pull up the script because I don't have it memorized. I really don't. But I'm going to read super chats here while I get that pulled up. Perhaps my my wonderful CEO in the studio can send that to me. I don't have it in front of me. Thank you, Devin. Devin says, thank you for broadcasting the truth. That's what we're committed to doing. Uh-oh, we got movement. Riot gear, or they're mobilizing for one reason or another, and I'm not sure what that is, but they've gated things off. So it just feels like there's something's happening. Something's happening. Whatever it is, you're going to see it live right here. Anyway, Wayne says, congrats, RSBN, Liz, Mike, and all the RSBN correspondents. You all are awesome. Paul James, thank you for your super chat. Jiller says, God bless you, Right Side Broadcasting, for all you do for those of us who are in the fight but unable to be there. Stop the steal. Carla, thank you. And who else we got? Dan, thank you for your super chat, Dan. You're appreciated. WS Rain, thank you for your super chat. And Devin Bryan says, Antifa is fascist. Anti-fascists aren't Antifa. Big facts. Couldn't agree with you more. They're literally fascists. That like the definition, textbook definition of fascism is what Antifa does. They shut people down. They try to shut down your ability to speak. They'll punch you in the face if you don't agree with them 100%. I mean, they're just violent, anarchist, communists. I mean, you can honestly deny this. Matt Helminger, thank you. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys about our partner for the day before I go any further. Our partner for the day is My Pillow. We know that getting a restful night's sleep is crucial to waking up on the right side of the bed. Make sure your sleep is luxurious as possible with any of My Pillow's products. They have over 100 products to choose from, ranging from travel pillows to dog beds, memory foam mattress toppers, Giza Dream Sheets, and more. Check out their inventory online at www.mypillow.com. And if you use the promo code RSBN at checkout, you can get 66% off of your entire order. Again, that's RSBN at the checkout. Use that as your promo code at www.mypillow.com. Support Mike Lindell at mypillow.com. Thank you very much. That is our partner for the day, guys. mypillow.com. Now, back to the super chats because they're coming in, and we appreciate all of you guys. Even if you're not buying pillows, I think you should buy some pillows. I mean, everybody needs a pillow. Might as well get it from mypillow.com. I wish we had a better view or vantage point of what's going on, but we're staying safe over here, and we are on an elevated platform, so this is about as high up as we can get. But it looks like there's something going on over there. Nonetheless, you got riot police in position in case it pops off. And we've got law enforcement over here on our side. So I'm going to read a few more super chats. Contagious Melody, thank you for your super chat. Angie Stewart just upgraded her membership to the Reagan Club. Thank you. We appreciate you. Mari C, thank you. Leon Smith says, keep up the good work. God bless you guys. Trump 2020, stop the steal. Speaking of God, our creator, that's one thing that they did over there, but it looks like they have officially cleared it out, by the way, down the street where they were speaking. They finished up with the Lord's Prayer. So I just want to say that a lot of these gatherings, pretty much every single one I've been to has been peaceful, patriotic, and prayerful. The 3 P's: peaceful, patriotic, and prayerful. That's it. No violence, no flipped over trash cans, no burning buildings, none of that. The only time I've seen violence ensue is when it's instigated from the other side. But thankfully, at least thus far, there's been none of that today. But it does appear that this event is 100% over. They have cleared it out completely. There's nobody that I can see or hear down the street that is shouting through their bullhorn. Now it looks like the attention is turning to the Antifa members over here that are holding up signs that say "No Fascist USA." I find that hilarious because if they had their way, they would come over here and snatch this microphone away from me. Because I don't espouse the correct communist talking points. If I were chanting the correct political slogans, they'd allow me to speak. But since I don't, they would say that I'm a fascist, and they would then take my microphone from me. Nothing says fighting fascism like trying to destroy someone's right to speak and express themselves. But we're going to walk over here and see what's going on. We're going to get as close as we can without getting in trouble.
You take care, love.
This is what we're going to do, guys. So let's see what's happening. Hey, it's a very small group of people here, but it looks like it's a small group of Antifa BLM. I mean, even you can't see it from here, but even their like microphone, they have like a tiny little megaphone. It looks like they got it at Walmart. It's tiny, so their voices aren't really effective. But nonetheless, but you got Antifa BLM over here, guys. I would say there's not more than 15 people here. So guys, yeah, as you can imagine. So the police, law enforcement are standing in the way of the patriots here on the other side, and I guess the combination of Antifa and BLM. How do you even tell them apart, by the way? I know Antifa covers up, but how do you really know if somebody's Antifa or BLM? And I love what this guy's saying. BLM is completely ineffective. And so basically what's going on is they're shouting back and forth. Now what the guy with the bullhorn is saying is how BLM does absolutely nothing for all the homeless black people in Atlanta. Like, you can look down the line here. There's literally homeless people just sitting here in Atlanta. And this is under Democrat leadership. If they care about homeless people, they care about poor black people, why are there so many homeless black people in Atlanta? I'm just saying, what's the holdup? Explain to me how Republicans are holding it back. It's white people, it's Trump, it's the police. Explain to me why in Democrat-controlled cities they have high taxes, and the higher the taxes there are, the more homeless and despair you see in those cities. I mean, it's true. LA, San Francisco, even here in Atlanta, as Atlanta is now apparently a Democrat stronghold. I mean, at least according to our media that told us the election is over, right? Okay. This looks like yeah, they have nothing to say. So yeah, they're just exercising their First Amendments back and forth. Antifa, they're writing, look at this. They're holding up
welcome, Dad Master, to the chat.
It says peace.
Thanks for coming in.
This is
all comments and all sides are welcome.
Piece of paper. He wrote it with ink. Look at that, guys. Peace. I want peace. I mean, I get it, but it just seems ineffective. I mean, you got a little ink pen and wrote it on a notepad, and we know it's going to end up in the garbage because people are hypocrites. They don't recycle. They don't care about the environment. White silence is violence is another sign that I see here, and it makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. All we can really do is pray, guys, because this is spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare. Antifa and BLM are definitely doing the work of Satan. It's very obvious when they're out there assaulting people, they would kill people if they could. They've done it, obviously. We've seen it. We saw it in cities like Portland. Nonetheless, you see what's happening out here, guys. This is the extent of the day now that they have essentially closed down or they shut down the street rally or the march The Stop the Steal rally was over because they did not, if you're just tuning in, they did not have a rally for it. So they're just shouting back and forth, guys. We can't really pick up everything they're saying. Oh, they have cans of soup. It looks like they might be looking to throw cans of soup at people. So again, who's violent? Because if you're holding up a can of soup and you're not handing it to a homeless person, my guess is you don't have the best intent with that can of soup. I don't know. You, the viewer, what do you think? There's a guy over there with his face covered holding up a can of soup, and then there's a homeless guy sitting right next to him. It looks to me like he's wanting to throw that can of soup and hit someone because that's what demons do. They want to assault people. It's demonic. You just want to hit somebody for no reason when you could actually do something good, do the Lord's work and feed somebody. It looks like he wants to throw that can of soup at somebody. I'm just saying, man. What is actually happening? For any liberals watching, explain to me how this makes sense. You don't have to like Trump supporters, but you don't have to. Hold on one second. I'm going to pass over to Liz.
All right, thank you guys. We want to, Joe, let's make sure the audio is still on. Let me check. I want to make a quick correction. As far as MyPillow goes, we are so thankful for the partnership, but it is up to 66% off, not 66% off everything. So it's going to vary on what products you're looking at on the website. Again, MyPillow.com has been an absolutely incredible partner. Mike Lindell himself is a patriot, doing so many things, upholding conservative values, and he has really been out there campaigning hard for President Trump. So if you want to help support him and one of his incredible companies, and in turn supporting RSBN, you can go to www.mypillow.com and use code RSBN at checkout for up to 66% off your entire order. Again, that is your up to 66% off your entire order. And they have over 100 products you can choose from, ranging from memory foam mattress toppers, My Giza Dream Sheets, dog beds, towels, anything you can think of. They have it on that website pretty much. It is the perfect time for Christmas coming right around the corner. To give you guys a quick hack, what I'm doing is ordering some of their super soft towels. My CEO, Joe Seals, actually just ordered some. He said he literally texted me and was like, Liz, these things are so soft. And he bought all of them without even using a discount code because this was right before we got this incredible code for you guys. So I'm going to buy one for each of my family and friends and have them monogrammed because who doesn't love something that's just personalized? And it makes it a lot more meaningful. So that's a great Christmas gift hack. Go to mypillow.com, use code RSBN at checkout for up to 66% off your entire order. Again, make sure you guys are following at RSB Network. We're on Twitter and Instagram as well. So you can follow us on our social medias at RSB Network. Right now, what you're watching, if you're just now tuning in, there's a lot of questions. What's going on, Liz? Why are there riot gear here? So what's going on? It was a MAGA march on the street we were on. We're right now at the corner of Mitchell and Washington Street, right at the Georgia State Capitol. And Antifa was on one street. We were on another. And I think the reason that it was so peaceful is because these officers were here and they were able to separate the two groups from clashing. I think I don't have to explain which group was coming in for not the right reasons. One group simply came to have a peaceful protest, and Antifa showed up to do what they do best. They're angry. They are using their usual scare tactics. Most of them are wearing all black. They've got soup cans with them. I'm not sure if they're ready to use those as projectiles or what. But as you can see, I mean, police force alone, there's about 2 police officers for the MAGA group over here, as opposed to the now 50 SWAT and police officers that are all facing Antifa right now. I think it's obvious at this point where the anger lies and where this domestic threat lies. But then, of course, it is the terrorist organization that came here to do nothing good, as usual, when Antifa shows up. So far, honestly, I'd still say it's a relatively peaceful protest. And we want to thank all the law enforcement that has shown up today to continue for it to be this way. Again, with 2 opposing sides on anything, things can get tricky. But it's interesting. It's very interesting here where this is not what we're used to broadcasting, but we're excited to be here and excited to be able to provide you with this feed just because I feel like it's something that the world needs to see. And being a media network, it's important to get both sides. So right now we have shown these marches all morning, support for President Trump, and now you have to see what you deal with when you come out to support President Trump. You're never out here as a conservative to march in peace, no matter what you want to do. So we have to deal with Antifa pretty much anywhere we go. It's something it's second nature to me at this point. Haven't really been scared at any moment I've been here, thanks to law enforcement and the city of Atlanta. I'm from here, and of course I am keeping my head on a swivel. So thank you for everyone who has shown their worry. But right now we are in the lion's den. We are right in the middle of this right here, and we're excited to be here. I see one of my friends, a member of the press, over on the Antifa side, so we'll see if he's got some good photos later on. But I think it's going to, if I had a guess, just based on I'd say like body language and stuff. I don't really see it escalating much at this point unless something absolutely crazy happens. The Antifa group that is on this side, there's a larger group on the other side of the street, if you're able to see. But as far as this side of the street goes, there's maybe just a dozen or so. They're not yelling at this point. There's one young white woman who seems a little aggressive and angry. Looks like they're being moved down as well. So that'll be a little bit better in terms of not being able to yell at each other and antagonize each other quite so much. Why did Antifa feel the need to come to this rally here today? They just like to incite violence, I guess. That's pretty much what they used to. I don't know what it is, but everywhere I go, Antifa follows. We were in Washington, D.C. just this past last weekend. It was absolutely awful. People were lighting things on fire, knocking people out, stealing hats, harassing people, physically violating them, a whole mess of things. Basically, the city, Freedom Plaza, where I was almost entirely shut down. Couldn't go to dinner, couldn't leave the hotel. And here we are in Atlanta. We wanted to cover a peaceful protest. We wanted to show what was going on, the support for President Trump, and Antifa showed up. But they're not getting their way. We did have an incredible 2 groups today. We covered what we wanted to cover. We had the first one at the CNN headquarters. That was at 10 a.m. That was the Walkaway Movement Save America rally, and this was the Stop the Steal rally at the state capitol that started at noon. So when the police arrived, the SWAT arrived, it wasn't until 2, just so you have a timeline of when these events happened. That means there was the next 2 hours almost exactly of the speakers and the groups and people being out in the streets, being able to peacefully protest. Also worth noting, I know a lot of people are upset. They didn't want to stop protesting in these streets, but there were no permits for these events, so they shouldn't have necessarily been in the streets to begin with. I believe that 2 hours was kind of generous given the fact that the group didn't have a permit. And with that being said, we'll toss it back to Mike, see if he has any current thoughts on the situation. Mike?
Hello here.
No.
Okay. So they've cleared things out considerably, significantly here. I got caught up a little bit. I was on the other side of this fence here, and law enforcement is pushing the crowd back. They're moving them further down the street. They separated, dispersed the crowd, the Antifa crowd. I guess they felt like tensions were getting a little too hot, and they were concerned for violence or whatever. But they cleared it out, and so we're just standing, just hanging out on the street corner, guys. This is what's happening here. I got our tripod here. I'm just going to lean up against the fence. Tensions are hot, man. This is a representation of what's going on in our country right now. People are stressed out. They're tense. There's something going on over here. I'm not sure what, but they're getting in position to move people around, and I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm just standing in what we made as a little makeshift press area. Everybody over here is kind of recording stuff, and it looks like they're trying to move people out. I don't know what's going to happen, but whatever it is, you're going to see it live here. We're going to bring it to you live. But God bless everybody that's watching. God bless everyone that's tuned in. If you would, do us the biggest favor and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to RSB and hit the bell notification so you don't miss a single post. We're going to be doing this from now until whenever. This is what we're doing here, but appreciate you. We've got 36,000 watching. We need 36,000 thumbs up. Please, everybody, give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Trish Osborne. Oh, sorry. Trish Oscribe. Sorry. Trish says, ask Jesus to be your Lord and Savior. He is coming soon. It sure feels that way, doesn't it? Grace Kim, thank you for your super chat. Monica Morris, thank you for your super chat. Wilbur Crick, thank you for your super chat. And I think that's it. We're caught up on super chat. Yeah, it looks like the riot team is leaving as things are, I guess, calmer. I guess it's quote unquote safer. They pushed Antifa way down the block. And honestly, guys, there was not more than maybe 15 that at least I could see. One of them had a can of soup. Again, they had a can of, yeah, it's right side. What's going on? I'm just talking about how Antifa has, hey, hi. I'm just talking about how Antifa is standing there with a can of soup. Obviously, they didn't come out here to, well, no, it was a full can of soup. I mean, they weren't gonna feed the homeless. So you have to wonder what they were gonna do with that can of soup. It's unfortunate. Hey,
Trump 2020.
Trump 2020.
Where you guys from?
Originally New Jersey, but I live here in Georgia now.
Originally from Boston, but I've been here over 20 years.
So what are your thoughts? I've only been to Atlanta a few times, and this is a sad scene over here, this downtown. What's going on with the city of Atlanta and Georgia?
It's just, well, I think the management of the city is a little corrupt. They're being bought. So, and
it's a little Democrat.
We're a little worried about Kemp, but hopefully he pulls through and does the special session.
What is going on with Brian Kemp? Why is he not doing his job? It appears he doesn't care about this election or this country.
I think a lot of people are really shocked because he was doing a really good job, and it was last minute. It was so last minute that he changed up. So we don't know yet. We're holding out hope.
Yeah, I find it interesting because I live in the state of Florida, and that's the only swing state, if you notice, the only swing state that got it right. We got it right. We had our count in, and we're the third largest state. We've got 21 million people in our state, and we got the election results the same night, even though Fox News didn't want to call it. That's another story. But we had minimal fraud and corruption and shady ballots being dropped off. Do you know why?
Well, I think we all know why they want to get Biden in.
No, I'm saying, do you know why Florida didn't have any issues?
Well, I think the governor at this point is doing a really good job. I have friends that live down there and they're really proud of him. So he's not being bought.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. Ron DeSantis did an amazing job with this election. He did the common sense thing. He fired that rotten Brenda Snipes out of Broward County, or I think it was Palm Beach County, one of those two counties that has had so many issues over the years with their corruption. And that's really all it takes is just a leader willing to fight for the truth. And really, truth and transparency is all anyone's asking for.
Right, but there's a lot of money behind this, and it's not just in the United States. So we know that it's all over. There's big banks, big corps, big tech. It's a very scary and dangerous world, this other side.
It's almost as if corruption is the real global pandemic. What do you think?
Absolutely. And I think the world's coming together and they want Donald Trump in.
Absolutely. God bless you. Thank you. Appreciate you. So that was a great interview. We got to, I would love to do interviews. You guys know that's one of my favorite things to do is interview people. And we got to interview a couple patriots out here that relocated to Georgia, probably because the taxes are low and, they probably had their reasons. But now it appears that Georgia is making a shift to the left. I mean, I've seen it all day in Atlanta. It just looks terrible out here. I mean, lots of homeless people in the streets. I mean, buildings that look like they could use a little bit of work. The morale here just doesn't feel very good. But nonetheless, you still have a lot of proud American patriots that showed up here to the state capitol because they see and they believe that the election is being stolen from them. They believe that there's no transparency. Like, why, if Joe Biden won this election fair and square, you would think the Democrats out of everybody would want the most transparency possible. That way they could prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that their guy won, that their guy flipped the state of Georgia blue from red when it hasn't voted blue since the 90s, since Bill Clinton probably. Even though Barack Obama couldn't win Georgia, somehow the 80-year-old guy who doesn't speak English and campaigned from his basement miraculously flipped a Republican stronghold to blue. it baffles me. But hey, maybe the truth is stranger than fiction, right? So I'm going to bring Brian in here. Brian, what's going on? What did you see from your perspective?
It's just been what an interesting day. You know, we've heard the speakers earlier, and we had some audio issues. We want to address that. We tried to be as transparent as possible that the speaker setup there wasn't the best scenario for broadcast quality, so we definitely want to apologize for that. We also want to apologize for any language that you might have heard earlier. We're not in control of that either. You know, this is live television, and unfortunately, we don't have the delay system where we can beep out a lot of foul language. But nevertheless, it's been a very eventful day here in Atlanta. We saw you saw the police officers with the barrier, the wall. We had some protesters, obviously, some disruptors that were trying to basically overshadow what all these people have come here today, Mike. And it's to come here for freedom. They want to recall this election. They want to recount on some of these votes in some of these states, and they just want a real election. They want a fair and balanced election, and that's what they want today. And I believe we saw several thousand people gathered here today. I don't know if you said this, but I want to thank all of you. I had about 10 people just in the last 60 seconds as I was walking across the street to come here and say, hey, Right Side Broadcasting, thank you so much for what you do out there. And we want to say thank you because we are viewer supported, and we would not be able to do this without you. So thank you so much. But you know what? I'm here to do a personal message to Mike Lindell right now.
Black Label
because
Reviews.
of you,
We're going to go ahead
I've
and
been on the
limit
road for about 37, 38 days.
live
Mike,
right
I'm
here.
tired.
And we'll
But
be
I've
back
got
at
my
3.
pillow that travels with me. And you
Black
know that
Label
means I'm sleeping
Reviews.
good. Yeah. And so right now, go to mypillow.com, mypillow.com, and shop away for the holidays.
Love.
This is a great time to go online,